In today's world, the line between persuasive influence and outright manipulation can be, well, quite blurry. This is especially true when we talk about high-control groups and cults. While both share similarities in their methods, understanding their distinct characteristics is crucial in protecting ourselves and others from potential harm. Failing to distinguish between them can have serious consequences, hindering our ability to recognize and address potentially abusive situations. High-control groups and cults, despite their differences, operate within a spectrum of influence. Recognizing the nuances of this spectrum allows us to better evaluate the groups we encounter or choose to be a part of. This awareness is the first step in safeguarding our autonomy and well-being. By understanding the subtle yet significant differences between these groups, we can make informed decisions about our involvement and seek help when needed. The study of high-control groups and cults falls under the broader umbrella of social influence and group psychology. This field delves into the complexities of human behavior within group settings, examining how individuals are influenced by leaders, ideologies, and group dynamics. By applying these insights to real-world examples, we gain a deeper understanding of how these groups operate and the potential risks they pose. This knowledge empowers individuals to critically evaluate the groups they encounter, fostering a sense of agency and self-protection. Ultimately, the ability to discern between acceptable and unacceptable levels of influence is paramount in safeguarding our freedom of thought, belief, and action. As you watch, please add your comments involving any cults or high-control groups you have experienced. I, for one, am a third-generation ex-Jehovah's Witness, and have had the lovely experience of being disassociated from all my family and friends. I've also had the unfortunate experience of working for 2 high-control workplaces. My last employer, of which I was recently laid off after 7 years, left me financially struggling with high blood pressure, depression, and PTSD-like anxiety. Since my channel is not monetized and I'm still seeking employment, any contributions to my channel can be donated through my PayPal, Venmo, or CashApp links in the description of my channel. I encourage you to share your experiences as well. Your stories can help others navigate these complex dynamics. Now, on to a breakdown of the differences of high-control groups and cults, both of which are life-impacting in negative way. Often, we try to categorize groups as either cult or not a cult. This oversimplification ignores the reality that control exists on a spectrum. High-control groups, like some corporations or even families, might exhibit controlling behaviors without being full-blown cults. They may demand unwavering loyalty, limit personal autonomy, or use manipulative techniques to enforce conformity. However, these groups typically lack the all-encompassing, life-altering aspects found in cults. Cults, on the other hand, operate at the extreme end of this spectrum. They demand absolute devotion to their leader or ideology, often isolating members from the outside world. This isolation fosters dependence and makes it difficult for individuals to leave, even when they experience doubt or dissatisfaction. While high-control groups exert influence to achieve specific goals, cults seek to control every aspect of a member's life, their thoughts, beliefs, relationships, and even their sense of self. Consider a workplace with a highly demanding boss. They might micromanage, set unrealistic expectations, or use guilt trips to motivate employees. While stressful and unpleasant, this doesn't automatically qualify as a cult. The employees still have lives outside work, maintain external relationships, and can theoretically leave without fearing for their safety or sanity. Contrast this with a group that isolates members from their loved ones, demands complete financial dependence on the group, and uses threats or intimidation to prevent dissent. This level of control, permeating every aspect of an individual's life, is a hallmark of a cult. The key difference lies in the pervasiveness and intensity of the control exerted. Both high-control groups and cults often exploit our basic human need for belonging and purpose. They offer a sense of community, shared identity, and a clear set of beliefs, which can be particularly appealing to individuals feeling lost or disillusioned. This allure makes it easy to overlook early warning signs, as individuals get swept up in the group's seductive promises of fulfillment and belonging. However, this sense of belonging comes at a cost. In both settings, individuality and critical thinking are often suppressed. Conformity to the group's norms and unquestioning obedience to its authority figures are paramount. This can lead to individuals suppressing their doubts, ignoring red flags, and even defending the group against any outside criticism. Think about multi-level marketing schemes. They often lure participants with promises of financial freedom and personal success, fostering a strong sense of camaraderie among members. While not all MLMs are inherently harmful, some employ high-pressure tactics, encourage participants to prioritize recruitment over sales, and create an environment where questioning the system is discouraged. Similarly, some self-improvement programs, while seemingly benign, can exhibit cult-like tendencies. They might promote an us versus them mentality, devalue critical thinking in favor of blind faith in the program's teachings, or pressure members to sever ties with anyone who expresses skepticism. The desire for self-improvement, a natural human aspiration, can be exploited to draw individuals into environments that demand unquestioning adherence. While the degree of control distinguishes high-control groups from cults, both can become exploitative. The power structures within these groups often enable charismatic leaders to wield undue influence over their followers. This power imbalance creates an environment ripe for abuse, whether financial, emotional, or even physical. In high-control groups, this exploitation might manifest as unfair labor practices, manipulation of employees for personal gain, or the silencing of dissent through intimidation. While not as extreme as the systematic abuse often seen in cults, these practices can still have devastating consequences on individuals' well-being and sense of self-worth. Cults, however, take exploitation to a whole new level. Leaders often use their position to enrich themselves, demand absolute obedience, and even engage in physical or sexual abuse. The isolation and dependency fostered within cults make it difficult for members to recognize, let alone escape, this abuse. They may be subjected to sleep deprivation, food restriction, or forced labor, all in the name of the group's ideology or the leader's whims. Consider the case of a religious group that demands members relinquish all their assets to the church, sever ties with their families, and devote themselves entirely to the leader's teachings. This level of financial, emotional, and social control is a clear indication of an exploitative cult structure. The leader's needs and desires take precedence over the well-being of the members, who are often left emotionally scarred and financially ruined. It's important to remember that exploitation can be subtle and insidious. It often starts small, with seemingly harmless requests or sacrifices, gradually escalating until individuals find themselves trapped in a web of control and abuse. Recognizing the signs of exploitation early on is crucial in preventing further harm. Given the blurred lines between high-control groups and cults, recognizing the warning signs is paramount. Both often rely on similar tactics to recruit and retain members, such as love bombing, peer pressure, and information control. However, the intensity and pervasiveness of these tactics tend to be far more extreme in cults. Be wary of groups that demand absolute obedience to their leader or ideology, isolate members from the outside world, or use guilt, shame, or fear to control behavior. These are all red flags that should raise concern. While high-control groups might exhibit some of these traits, they usually don't employ them with the same level of intensity or totality as cults. If a group discourages critical thinking, demonizes those who question its teachings, or pressures you to sever ties with loved ones who express concern, it's time to take a step back. Remember, healthy groups encourage open dialogue, value individual autonomy, and respect boundaries. They don't seek to control your every thought, belief, or relationship. Trust your gut instinct. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't dismiss your doubts or allow yourself to be pressured into ignoring red flags. Talk to trusted friends or family members outside the group and seek their perspective. Remember, it's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to protecting your well-being and autonomy. In conclusion, the line between high-control groups and cults is often blurry, making it challenging to categorize them definitively. However, understanding the key differences in their degree of control, methods of exploitation, and impact on individual autonomy is crucial in protecting ourselves and others from potential harm. By recognizing the red flags, trusting our instincts, and seeking help when needed, we can navigate the complexities of social influence and make informed decisions about the groups we choose to associate with. While both high-control groups and cults can have a detrimental impact on individuals, cults pose a far greater risk, due to their all-encompassing control and systematic exploitation. It's important to remember that anyone can fall prey to the allure of these groups, regardless of their background, education, or beliefs. Therefore, fostering awareness, promoting critical thinking, and encouraging open dialogue about these issues are crucial steps in preventing abuse and empowering individuals to make informed choices about their lives. The study of high-control groups and cults is not merely an academic exercise. It holds real-world implications for our personal safety and well-being. By understanding the dynamics of these groups, we can better protect ourselves and our loved ones from their potentially destructive influence. Knowledge is power, and in this context, it can be the key to safeguarding our freedom and autonomy. Remember, healthy relationships and groups are built on trust, respect, and open communication. They value individual autonomy, encourage critical thinking, and respect boundaries. By staying informed and vigilant, we can create a safer and more empowered world for ourselves and future generations. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content on empowerment and awareness.